Let's talk about the buns. Let's talk about the buns. You're good money. Is it Five Guys? No. Is it Shake Shack? No. But it could be your creation that fits in your plan, and you can have it every day and get in shape. Come on, guys. YouTube, what's going on? Coach Bam here. Today's video is a highly requested video, and we are at Whole Foods Market. I want to take you guys inside and show you some of the best grocery options to put into your meal plan. This way you can get the best results. Because the question I always get asked is, what should I be eating? And as a coach, you know, someone who makes these plans for my clients, I'm gonna show you what I like to use in my client plans that bring some great results. We're gonna head into Whole Foods, guys. This YouTube video obviously is just gonna be primarily Whole Foods, but we're looking to do more content. So I'm gonna bring you to different grocery stores. Some stores have certain things, some stores don't. I'm gonna show you what Whole Foods got. All right, guys, the most important macronutrient is protein. So first up, I'm gonna show you 5 different proteins that I like to incorporate in my meal plans for my clients and that give you the best results. First protein source of choice has to be chicken. I mean, come on, every person that's ever gotten in shape had chicken in their diet. I have 2 varieties of chicken, right? You have your plain chicken breast here, and then you have your very lean 99% ground chicken. Now, options with this, obviously you can grill it, you can boil it, you can air fry it. With this, what I like to do is I like to make chicken patties and then add some like onions to it, and that gives it a lot of texture. So when you're dieting, you can get creative. Instead of just eating this all the time, you could opt out for this. These are both very lean options. So wanna show you a little something here, right? So the chicken got this package, right? 1 serving is 4 ounces, right? 120 calories. If you look down below, it's 25 grams of protein. So why is that significant? Well, for every 100 calories, you want at least 10 grams of protein, and that tells you that's a good protein source. Well, with this, we're getting 120 for 25. So if this was 12 grams of protein, that would be a good source of protein. But this is double the amount. So this is a very good source of protein. And I'm gonna show you along the grocery store more options like that. Second on the list is 99% lean ground turkey. Guys, you gotta add some seasoning when you're cooking this. Obviously, it's not gonna taste as great because it's very low in fat, but the macros here are crazy. The numbers are small, so I'm just gonna read them out to you. 110 calories for 25 grams of protein. Notice the ground chicken was 120 for 25 grams. They're both great options. Again, with this, you can make patties, you can make meatballs, or you could just cook it up grounded and then mix it with your rice or your potatoes or whatever you're having with your meal. But ground turkey, while getting in shape, 99% lean. You could also do 93% lean, but just remember, when you're doing 93% lean, it has added fat to it. So you have to keep in mind when you're like structuring your diet, that the added fat to that 93%, you have to add it into your macros. Third on my protein list is ground bison and ground beef. Now this is 93% lean, this is 90% lean. Both of them are awesome with their macros. So with this ground beef, we're getting 170 calories for 25 grams of protein per 4 ounces. With this, it's 190 to 23. Obviously the macros on this are a little better. The taste on this is a little better. Both of these are still great options. Again, you gotta keep in mind that the added fat to the red meat has to be incorporated to your plan. Now, I personally prefer 96% lean. It's kind of tough to find those. I know Target has Laura's 96% lean, which that's my go-to. And then Trader Joe's also has the 96% lean. That's usually what I prescribe to my clients, but if they can't get a hold of 96, 93 is just as good. You just gotta, again, incorporate the macros, make sure that the fats are where they need to be for your plan. Guys, the 4th option for your protein is codfish. Make sure it's wild, right? So I'm gonna read you the calories here. So for a 4 ounce serving, you're getting 120 calories for 27 grams of protein. So far, this has been the best option out of anything I've showed you, right? Obviously, the chicken, the turkey, and the beef give you more satiating, it fills you up more, feels better. But if you're really trying to get great results, wild codfish has to be on your plan. You could air fry this. You could throw some coconut aminos on there to add some flavor, some low sodium soy sauce. different things, you know, that really make this taste like as good as it can. I'm really not a fish person, but when I'm dieting and I'm trying to get those crazy lean abs, this is definitely on my plan. So codfish, wild, go-to at Whole Foods. So just like the beef, wild salmon also is a great source of protein, but you have to be mindful that there are fat in this salmon, right? So everybody loves salmon because it tastes good. It tastes good because of the fat that's in it, right? So for 150 calories, 4-ounce piece, you are getting 25 grams of protein. So definitely is a great source of protein, but be mindful because for every 4 ounces, you're also getting 5 grams of fat. So as you're making your plan and you're trying to figure out what your macros are gonna be, when you have your protein, your carbs, and your fats, you have to include the fats with this. But wild caught salmon definitely is a go-to. Again, with this, I don't like to cook it too much. You know, when you overcook salmon, it tastes weird, you know, so you gotta make sure you're cooking it right. This way you can enjoy your food while you're dieting. Just like the codfish, shrimp is also holy grail protein when you're trying to get super lean. So for 100 calories, a 4-ounce serving is giving you 23 grams of protein. So the calories are low and the protein's really high, right? So remember, I told you earlier, every 100 calories, you want at least 10 grams, right? Well, for 100 calories here, we're getting 23 grams. So guys, if you're looking for a significant source of protein to add into your meal plan, you got to get the shrimp. You know what I'm saying? With this, again, you can air fry it. You can cook it on the top of a pan with some avocado oil, season it. You know, it goes really well. You can make a bowl out of it with rice, veggies, stir fry it up. This is goated. All right, guys, eggs. Everybody has to have eggs in their plan unless you don't digest them well. But I love me some egg whites. You know, the BAM cakes are my signature and eggs are like the prime ingredient. So for egg whites, right? This entire carton is 10 servings, right? Which indicates that this entire carton, right, is 50 grams of protein for 250 calories, right? So hear me out. 50 grams of protein in this little shit right here for 250 calories. So you could literally pour this whole thing in a fucking pan, cook it up, you're getting 50 grams of protein. So for the people that are like, oh, I can't get 200 grams of protein, it's so hard. Listen, one of these is 50 grams. You're 1/4 out of the way. 2 scoops of whey protein is another 50. There's 100 right there. You know, 6 ounces of chicken is another 50. 6 ounces of turkey is another 50. There's your protein macros right there for the day if you're looking to get 200 grams of protein in a day. I don't want to hear it. And that's only in 4 meals. If you really want to break it down, you can do 5 meals and do less. All right, guys, so I just put you on to all the protein sources that I like to use. Now I'm gonna show you the carbohydrate sources. First carbohydrate of choice for me personally always is jasmine rice. Now you could go with basmati rice, sushi rice, brown rice. They all pretty much do the same. I personally love the jasmine rice because I've been eating it for years and it digests really well. With the jasmine rice, 150 calories, which is 45 grams, gives you 35 grams of carbs. So again, if you're looking to get a certain amount of carbohydrates, you have to remember looking at these numbers. So when you're making your meal plan, you know exactly what you're eating, right? So when you go by the gram, it's like pinpoint accuracy. So jasmine rice digests really well, really fast. It doesn't really sit in the stomach. Make sure you wash this before you cook it, right? So just put it in a bowl or whatever. Rinse it out a few times, get the gooky, whatever that stuff is, out, and then cook it. It's gonna taste so much better. What I use during my preparation for my bodybuilding show and for a lot of my clients is Japanese sweet potatoes. So for 100 calories of Japanese sweet potatoes, you're gonna get 24 grams of carbs. But there is so much in this sweet potato that's gonna give you benefit. It's gonna, one, keep you full, plus it's gonna give you the nutrients that you need. So sweet potatoes are definitely a great carbohydrate to add to your plan. Next up on the carbohydrate is your old-fashioned oatmeal. These 2 brands right here are really dope because they're gluten-free. I prefer this one, right? 1 Degree, but the Bob Red Mills is definitely a great option. I go with either one of these, but if I can find this, I go with this. With these, you could do so much variety, right? So everyone thinks oatmeal is a bowl of oatmeal. Well, with the BAM cakes, when you mix the egg whites, right, with a whole egg, you add some oatmeal to it and a banana or fruit of choice, you blend that up, you literally make a pancake mix. So like my breakfast and most of my clients' breakfast, because it's a fan favorite, are the BAM cakes, right? So what I do, like I just said, blend all these up together, the egg whites, the eggs, the oatmeal, and the banana, and that's your pancake mix. So when you're flipping your pancakes, you're literally pouring that mix from the blender into the pan and flipping the pancakes. Also, you could do waffles. Waffles are a great second option. So a good carbohydrate source is the oatmeal, and for basically a half a cup, which is 52 grams, 200 calories, you're gonna get 34 grams of great carbs, right? So this is something that digests kind of slowly. So you have to be sure that if you're gonna have this as a pre-workout meal, you're eating it at least 1 hour prior to training. But also at night, this is really good because it's gonna keep you full and you're gonna be able to go to sleep without hunger at night if carbs are on your plan at night. Just like rice, quinoa is also a great source of carbohydrates. For 160 calories, you're gonna get 27 grams of carbs. So a little less carbs, a little more calories, but the density of this is really good. So sometimes to put variety in clients' plans, I'll add quinoa in. Sometimes they hate it. Clients are like, yo, the quinoa, shit's trash. You know, can I do rice? So I'll just tell them, all right, continue with the rice. But you know, what I like to do, especially with my lifestyle clients, is I like to add variety to their plan. So it's not just like chicken and rice, chicken and rice, chicken and rice. I'll do like quinoa with ground turkey, make a stir fry out of it, right? That is something different and something that adds variety. But just like the rice, quinoa is also a great source of carbohydrates. This one's for all my bread lovers. So I have clients that reach out to me and they're like, I need bread in my diet. You know, I love my bread. Obviously bagels and croissants and, you know, Italian bread is delicious. We all love that. But you can get your Dave's Killer bread. This specific one is 70 calories per slice. So if you double that up, you're gonna have 2 slices most likely. That's 140 calories. You're gonna get 28 grams of carbs in this. But it's pretty cool because this actually has some protein in it. So for the 2 slices, you're gonna get an additional 6 grams of protein. Fat is pretty low on this bread. It's 1.5 grams. So 2 slices is 3 grams of fat. So when you're making your plan, again, you're adding your macros up. You gotta remember that there's some fat in here and some protein in here. I personally don't really care about the fat and the protein in here. I care about the carbs. So what I'll do is like, to put some variety in my client's plan, I'll take the 93 beef, right? I'll tell them make a burger, get 2 slices of this, maybe get some low-fat cheese if it can fit into their plan, some ketchup, some mustard, some onions, right? Some lettuce, tomato, and guess what? You got a burger, right? You got a burger right there. Now, they also have a bun, Dave's Killer bun. I don't see it here. I know the other supermarket that I go to gets it because my daughter loves that. She just eats it straight up, just a bun. Instead of eating rice all the time, you can throw this in. Plus the fiber, you did? Okay, let's talk about the buns. Let's talk about the buns. Let's talk about the buns. You feel me? All right, so for one bun, 150 calories, 31 grams of protein, 6 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fat. You're getting less fat with this than you are with this, right? You know, almost the same calories. You know, 2 slices of here is 140, 1 bun is 150. Again, turkey, burger, chicken, burger, beef, burger. Use these buns right here. You're good money. Is it Five Guys? No. Is it Shake Shack? No. But it could be your creation that fits in your plan and you can have it every day and get in shape. Come on, guys. Now we're gonna get into the fat sources that you can incorporate as added fats to your plan. So remember, you got beef, you got salmon, you got, you know, the bread that has some fat in it, you know, keep that in mind. But sometimes you need to add fats to your plan. Healthy fats, right? You hear this all the time. What the hell is a healthy fat? Well, I'm gonna talk a little bit about extra virgin olive oil. So guys, when you're getting your extra virgin olive oil, make sure it's in a glass bottle and make sure that the olives come from one location, right? So this bottle right here is from Sicily. It's Sicilian extra virgin olive oil. And if you look in the ingredients, right, all the olives come from Sicily, right? So sometimes you could look at a different olive oil and you'll see that olives come from like 7 different countries. That's not good. And if it's in a plastic bottle, something like this, I'd say no. You know, glass bottle all day. That's how you look for your olive oil. Next up on the healthy fat list is your organic, unsalted almonds, guys. So when you're looking to add in something to snack on that fits in the macros, almonds are a great option. Plus, healthy fats in general, especially for females, help you with your regulation of your hormones, right? It also increases your brain clarity. It definitely makes you feel better. So you need fat in your plan. You can't go fat-free completely, but you want to monitor what fats you're putting in there, right? So with the almonds, for basically 30 grams, you're getting 15 grams of fat. Ideally, I'm going to give you an example right now. If someone weighs 200 pounds, right, they want to get at least 200 grams of protein in a day. So their carbs should, again, depending on their goals, be about half of that, right? Somewhere around half of that. So maybe 100 or maybe 150. Then the fats should be half of that. So 50 to about 70. So if this gives you 15 grams of fat for 30 grams, you got to remember, okay, if I'm at 50 grams of fat per day for my macros and I eat 30 grams of almonds, that indicates that, boom, now I'm down to 35. So I have to monitor what I'm eating throughout the day to make sure that my fat intake doesn't pass 35 grams for the remaining of the day if I'm adding almonds into the plan. Fan favorite for healthy fats are avocados. Guys, 200 calories of avocado give you about 20 grams of fat. So you got to remember as you're making your plan that yes, avocados are healthy. They're a superfood, incredible for the body. They do so great things. But a lot of avocado in your salad or in one of your meals can put you over that macro amount of healthy fat. So what I typically like to put on my clients' plans is anywhere from like 30 to 50 grams of avocado, which is roughly half of one of these, right? Obviously, we're using a food scale and we're checking it out, but a half of avocado in a meal typically goes a long way. Plus, it adds, more variety to the meal. So if you're eating like chicken, rice, veggies, and a half avocado, you smash that all up, it's almost like you're eating Chipotle. This is the dangerous aisle, right? The nut butters. So nut butters, whether it's walnut butter, cashew butter, peanut butter, almond butter, all are great healthy fats. But the problem is people don't measure them, right? So I'm gonna just grab a peanut butter real quick, right? So you got your peanut butter here, and 32 grams is 190 calories, which is about 17 grams of fat. So the problem with this is like, okay, if you're weighing out 32 grams, then you're good, right? You know exactly that you're getting 190 calories in your fat. Most people do what it says here, which is a tablespoon. Now, the problem with measuring with a tablespoon is you could do an acute tablespoon, which is a small one, or you could do a whooping tablespoon where you go in there and you really whoosh, you know what I'm saying? Fill that thing up. Most people are filling that thing up, right? So it's dangerous because it's addicting, it tastes really good, and you're probably gonna want more. So when I put this in the plan, I usually put it in the beginning of the day because the client is gonna have more food throughout the day and not wanna eat more than this. If you put this at the end of the day in their final meal, they're probably gonna wanna binge on it. So you gotta be mindful, you gotta be careful for that. But I personally like cashew butter and walnut butter just because the hormones, back to the hormones, right? Healthy fats help with hormones. And I noticed that having those in the plan definitely help with the hormones more than peanut butter and almond butter. But ultimately, they're all great. They're all great. And there's not much of a difference. If you look at the macros on all of them, they're all pretty much the same and they all do the same thing pretty much. So those are your healthy fats. You want to include all those in your plan and then you're going to have a pretty solid plan right there. All right, guys. So just took you through a day at Whole Foods. What I like to get, broke down the protein, broke down the carbs, broke down the fats. Basically, if you follow what I just said right there, you can kind of piece together your own pretty solid meal plan using those, grocery list options that I said. And I hope this is helpful, guys. So the content I'm trying to put out is to help you guys become the best version of yourself. And that's always my goal. My goal is always to help my clients, help my followers and my friends, my supporters as much as I can. And you guys have been tuning in with the YouTube. I really appreciate all the support. If you could like this video, subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know some other, grocery stores that you want me to hit up, or maybe some restaurants that you want me to go to that have some great protein options where I could dissect the menu for you. And I'm looking to grow this channel. This is the beginning. We put out a few videos. They've done really well. We're loving the feedback we're getting from everyone. But Coach Bam, out.